Hi everybody. In today's video we're going to talk about how to multiply and divide rational numbers, mainly fractions, and doing so is really pretty simple. It's a lot easier than adding or subtracting fractions. So let's take a look at what we do. Alright, so when we're multiplying fractions, we can just multiply straight across. We do not need common denominators, which is sort of a misconception a lot of kids have. They think that because you have to have common denominators when you add and subtract, you have to, when you multiply and divide also. That's not true. We can just multiply straight across. So here we have 1/3 times 3/4. So if we multiply straight across, we will get 3, so we do 1 times 3, over 12. When we do 3 times 4. We need to simplify this fraction. We can simplify 3/12 by 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 12 divided by 3 is 4. Another option we could have gone with is to simplify before we multiply across. So both of these fractions are already in simplest terms, but you can also simplify diagonally when you're multiplying and dividing fractions. So 1 and 4, we're not going to simplify. 1 can't be simplified any further, but 3 and 3 can simplify. Obviously, we can divide them both by 3, and we would get 1, all right, for both terms. Then we would just have 1 times 1, which is 1, and 1 times 4, which is 4. I personally like to simplify before multiplying, but not a lot of kids always agree with me. All right, so there's that. Let's talk about dividing. Dividing is a little trickier, but it's really not a big deal. We use a method called keep, change, flip. In order to do that, we keep the first fraction the same, we change division to multiplication, and we flip the second fraction to its reciprocal. We flip it upside down. Then you just multiply straight across. So let's do an example here. We've got 2/5 divided by 8/15. All right, so if we go with keep, change, flip, we keep 2/5, we change division, and we flip 8/15. So the problem becomes 2/5 times 15 eighths. Now, I am going to simplify first. 5 and 15 can simplify by 5. And 2 and 8 can simplify by 2. All right, so now what we have is 1 times 3 and 1 times 4, so this is going to come out to 3/4. All right, so that's all there really is to it. A couple little notes, just always make sure to simplify. And if you have improper fractions, or if you have mixed numbers that you're working with, change them to improper fractions before you multiply or divide. I mean, it is possible to multiply with mixed numbers, but it's just a little bit easier to change them to improper fractions first. All right, let's do a few more practice problems. All right. So 3 and 3/4 times 4/5. So we have a mixed number here we're going to change to an improper fraction. We go in a circle, start with 4, multiply it by whole number 3, and that would be 12. Then we add it to our numerator of 3, which would give us 15 over 4. So we have 15/4 times 4/5. All right, if we simplify first, 4 and 4 can obviously simplify, and 15 and 5 can simplify. All right, and now what we have is 3 times 1, which is 3, and 1 times 1, which is 1. So we get 3 over 1, which is just 3. All right, over here, 3/10 times 7/10. This one is very straightforward. There's no simplification we can do before we begin, so we just go ahead and multiply. 3 times 7 is 21. 10 times 10 is 100, and that's it. There's no simplification there. All right, 1/8 divided by 3 1/8. So the first thing we need to do is change 3 1/8 to a improper fraction. So if we do that, let's just keep 1/8 how it is. Let's keep division for right now, and let's change 3 1/8. So 8 times 3 would give us 24, plus 1 would give us 25. So we have 1/8 divided by 25/8. All right, so if we go through keep, change, flip, we keep 1/8, we change division, we flip 25/8 to 8/25. All right, at this point, we can simplify. 8 and 8 can simplify. So we have 1 times 1 and 1 times 25. So 1/25 is our answer. All right, now we have 9/10 divided by 1/3. It's important to know that you can't simplify diagonally before you do keep, change, flip. Some people might look at this and go, you can simplify 9 and 3. Not yet. You have to do keep, change, flip first. So keep 9/10, change division, flip 1/3. All right, and now at this point, there is no simplification we can do. So we multiply straight across. So 9 times 3 is 27. 10 times 1 is 10. All right, we have a mixed number that we need to change back into. We have an improper fraction that we need to change back into a mixed number. So 10 can go into 27 twice, and you would have 7/10 left over. So 2 7/10 is our answer. Okay, thank you for joining me, and I hope that this helped.